Yeah!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 2 of To Be Frank. If this is the first time you're listening and you're wondering, hey, how the hell did I miss episode 1? It's because we really didn't post anywhere. Now it's up on the internet, but we did it a few weeks ago, right around the time Stranger Things finale came out. That was a lot of the episode, but we're happy you're here. That episode kind of explains how we got here, why this podcast exists. So yeah, go give that one a listen if you want a little backstory. But today, we're kind of gonna jump right into it. It's just me. I'm hoping down the road we can have some guests, but for now, you just got Frank. And before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to our partners over at Surfside. Surfside has been an amazing partner to us over the last year plus. And now they're sponsoring this podcast and the account, and we really love Surfside. So, if you're tired of overly carbonated drinks slowing you down, it is time to upgrade. Surfside Vodka Iced Tea and Surfside Vodka Lemonade are smooth, refreshing, and ridiculously easy to drink. They are perfect for the golf course. They are perfect for the boat. They are perfect for the backyard. They're perfect for the canal, the frozen ice canal, which I skated on last weekend. They are good year round. It is not just a summer drink. You can get them at LCA. You can get them at Ford Field. You can get them at Comerica. So do yourself a favor. If you haven't tried Surfside, go grab one. Try them out. My favorite is the half and half. The half and half I could drink from sun up to sundown. It's an awesome beverage. They're awesome people. So if you're looking for something new, especially if you like iced tea or lemonade, go grab Surfside because no bubbles, no troubles, baby. So here we are. Like I said, episode 1 kind of gives more of a recap of why we started to do this podcast. But want to fill you guys in, and I'm assuming a lot of people here probably came from the Fizz. We had a loyal Fizz following, and I appreciate all the Fizz people who listened. And to be quite honest, Lou and Channy, they run their own businesses. They're very successful people in their own right, and they're busy guys. So scheduling was becoming an issue to try to do it every week. We're remote. They live pretty far from downtown. So it was just hard to get online week in and week out. And I needed to put out a podcast. So the easiest way to do it was to just say, hey boys, whenever you can get back going, we'll record the Fizz. But for now, I'm gonna go off on my own and do this podcast. So that's how this happened. Chandler's busy selling 1 million houses for the real team. Pizzo's running his holiday lighting business and Mosquito Authority. So if you ever need lighting or mosquito help this summer, reach out to Lou, look them up. Lou also, his phone is at the bottom of a lake right now. He was ice fishing this weekend. He was on a 4-day bender, and I think he dropped his phone in the fishing hole. At least that was the last conversation we had. So good luck with that, buddy. I know he's having trouble getting into his iCloud. So hopefully he can figure that out soon. So we got like 3 main topics today. We're going to talk about Justin Verlander, of course. We're going to talk about the Pistons beating the shit out of everyone in the game of basketball and physically on the court. And then we're going to talk about a story about Chris Osgood that I recently experienced, which was awesome. But before we do that, let's do a little housekeeping. I talk to you guys about the Fizz. Talk to you guys about Chandler and Pizzo. Just some upcoming things happening in the Champagne world. The Champagne Showcase. Champagne Showcase is in 10 days. We're recording right now today on February 11th. So 10 days away, Champagne Showcase, 5th year of it. We're up to 12 teams. Would love to see you out there. If you're a business that wants to support, we're taking monetary donations. We're taking raffle items to shell out. And if you're not a business, go visit champagneathletics.shop and go buy some raffle tickets. All proceeds from the raffle go towards the Clark Park Coalition, which is the outdoor ice rink at Clark Park. So this thing started 5 years ago with 4 teams. We are up to 12 now. Going to be a great day. We got a DJ out there, music, a beer tent. Shout out Labatt for providing a bunch of beers to us. I'm sure Surfside's going to give us a bunch of cans as well. Men's League sweaters, outfitted all the teams in jerseys. So it's going to be awesome. We've received donations from Flagstar Bank. Grobel's food truck is going to be there. They've given us a donation. We got Ame Tacos. It's a fun event. But we are doing the raffle completely online this year, not doing it in person. It was a huge pain in the ass to do it in person. Like I was like doing it in skate guards, like 7 beers deep every year, and like people were yelling at me, and like you had to be present to win, and it was a pain in the ass to haul everything back and forth. So this year we're doing it online. Great prizes. 4 front row tickets to a Red Wings game a Friday game versus the Panthers. I think it's like March 6th. I don't know the exact date, but it is a Friday versus the Panthers. You can win 4 tickets on the glass. We have riverboat tours being given away by JW Westcott. That's an awesome gift. We have gift cards to places like Green Dot Stables, Keys Lane, Yellow Light. So some great prizes. I'm missing some right now, and I want to tell you what they are. So I'm looking this up really quick. What else do we have? We have the Better Made prize pack, which we give away every year. We have the East Side Bagel prize pack. Grayson is giving away a Sherpa plus some gift cards. And then we have a Lania and a Shelby gift card as well. And then we'll also be giving away some Upper Deck Detroit Red Wings Centennial cards. So a lot of great prizes. Go buy a ticket. It all supports a good cause. Love to see it at the Champaign Showcase. Starts at 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So it's all day this year. So we'll see you Saturday, February 21st. All right, now we talked about the showcase. Let's talk about the Super Bowl. An event kind of like the size of the showcase. So the Super Bowl this year, I'm literally just checking a box. I feel like talking about it because it is the Super Bowl for God's sakes. But Super Bowl 60 out in San Francisco. I thought it was a complete snooze fest. And I feel like that's a shame to say almost. Like a football game was played, 2 good defenses played. Like I can appreciate good defensive ball, but it just kind of, no matter which way you look at it, it just felt like there wasn't a lot of hype leading into it. There wasn't a lot of excitement during the game. I mean, it was like 6-0 at halftime or whatever it was, like 12-0, something like that. The MVP of the game, who's our boy, friend of the show. Not really. I don't know him at all. But Kenneth Walker, Spartan Dog, like he didn't score a touchdown. The offensive MVP did not score in this game. That kind of is like a microcosm of how I felt the Super Bowl was. But like, if you're a Seahawks fan, who cares? You don't care if it's boring. You don't care if it's exciting. You won the damn Super Bowl. So, I mean, huge congrats to Sam Darnold. Hell of a journey in his career to be pretty much written off and now to come back 2 14-win seasons in a row and to win the Super Bowl with Seattle. Absolutely awesome. Mike McDonald, 38-year-old head coach to win the Super Bowl. I mean, are you kidding me? What a career. Was an intern 12 years ago. Shout out to him. And then, like I said, shout out to Kenneth Walker. And then the dark side, the defense of the Seahawks, just absolutely suffocating. Awesome. The biggest takeaway, though, football-wise, is Drake May. Boy, he was fucking terrible. He was awful in this game. Absolute dog shit. Now, I know he was under pressure quite a bit, but either way, he made the easy throws look hard. His interceptions were terrible. When the Patriots had a little bit of life, he completely fell apart. I mean, he did not help that team whatsoever. And to be 1 vote away from tying for the MVP, to be an absolute non-factor, actually a detriment in the Super Bowl, pretty mind-blowing. How the hell was that guy 1 vote away from winning the MVP? Really didn't help the whole schedule narrative for the Patriots. One of the easiest schedules to get to the Super Bowl we've ever seen. And they certainly played into that, getting absolutely trounced in the Super Bowl. Commercial-wise, thought it stunk. Like nothing really stuck out to me besides the Instacart commercial with Benson Boone and Ben Stiller. I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Like Ben Stiller just jealous of Benson Boone the whole time. Like a retro 70s, 80s commercial. I thought those were very funny. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. I thought they were very good. Other than that, like nothing really stuck out to me. I think gambling ads are out of control. And this is from someone who gambles like on everything, every game, hundreds of dollars on the Super Bowl. Like I love gambling. I've done it for a while. Like obviously gamble responsibly. Like if you can't control yourself, don't gamble. But I love doing it. But like I just think the ads are out of control, and not even for the Super Bowl. Just like, watching like FanDuel Sports Network just doesn't feel right. And like you have all these cases in the NCAA, the MLB, NBA of guys like getting caught up in gambling. I mean, this is why it was illegal. And I just feel like I don't know if it needs to be illegal, but there needs to be some regulation on this shit. Like, I feel like it should be advertised like cigarettes are advertised, basically like not, like it can be legal. And then I feel like just some of these prop bets got to go away. Like we should just have lines and overs and change some of these prop bets. Like, and this is from someone who likes to gamble a lot. I'm not trying to be a candy ass or a coward, but it's like nauseating to see all the gambling ads and how much it's just dug its claws into all of the sports. And like, it's so annoying to go on Twitter and just be like, oh yeah, you lost me by parlay. It's like, well, whatever, dude. Like, it's gambling. Anyways, I digress. I thought the ads kind of sucked. And then the halftime show. Yeah, if you're a Bad Bunny fan, I'm sure that was awesome. I don't speak Spanish and I don't know any songs by Bad Bunny. This is not some deeper meaning. It just, the show to me, I was just kind of watching in complete confusion. It was kind of cool to see kind of the celebrity cameos. And I'm sure it was a great show. If you know those songs and you like those songs, the Gaga appearance, that was fun. But overall, like, I'm going to forget that performance. It's never going to stick out to me because I don't know his songs. I don't speak Spanish. And to me, I was just kind of like lost in the dark on it. So I'm sure if you're a fan, it was awesome. And I'm sure it was a big moment for you if you really like him. But it didn't do much for me personally. So overall, Super Bowl, forgettable. It'll be one of those we look back in years and be like, who won it in 2020? Oh yeah, the Seahawks with their defense, Drake May. They beat Stidham to get there. So that's my Super Bowl notes. Let's get into the meat of the show. Let's talk about our new addition, our old friend coming back. But before we talk about him, I want to talk about our other amazing sponsor, great partner, Jets Pizza. Jets Pizza has been with us for a few years now. One of the first big brands to really believe in us. Pure Michigan brand, pure Detroit brand. You guys know Jets Pizza. It's the best damn pizza in the state of Michigan in the world. It's the best Detroit-style deep dish that there is. They're constantly coming out with new pizzas and new ideas. And it always hits. It is one of the most consistent pieces of food I've ever gotten from a carryout, takeout, fast food, whatever it is. We love Jets Pizza. So Jets Pizza, better because it has to be the original Detroit-style pizza. Order Jets Pizza, and you can text to order now for a little discount. So see if they have text to order in your area and get yourself some Jets Pizza. We love you, Jets. You're awesome. Who else we love? Justin Verlander. Out of left field, no pun intended, signs yesterday with the Detroit Tigers on a 1-year, $13 million deal. Justin Verlander is 42 years old. Last year, he played with the San Francisco Giants. And he actually had a pretty damn good year. He struck out 137 people in 152 innings, and he closed the year with a 2.99 ERA. Finished the year overall at 3.85 ERA. Not a good record, 4-11, but San Fran's offense wasn't that good, so he didn't have a lot of run support. This is a move I thought we were going to make last year, and we didn't even seem to consider it. So this actually happened, it seemed out of nowhere, and I couldn't love it more. It's a zero risk, all good feels signing. It is a depth pitcher. He is not your number one. He's not even your number two. I don't even know if he's your number three. And to have Justin Verlander, after the career he's had, after spending 13 years in a Detroit Tigers uniform, come back when we have a shot to win the World Series, couldn't be more exciting. I think they should let Verlander start opening day. We're on the road for 6 games to start the season before we have the home opener. You got to give Justin Verlander opening day. He deserves it. He's earned it. Give him opening day. Give the fans what they want. Let us go berserk. It is going to be a packed house every single time Justin Verlander is pitching. Couldn't be more excited he's back. 13 years with the Detroit Tigers. 2011, won the Cy Young and the MVP with us. Doesn't leave. We trade him. He had to waive a no trade clause. We trade him to Houston. What does he do? He goes on to win 2 more Cy Youngs, 2 World Series, plays 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years with Houston on and off, 1 year with the Mets, and then 1 year with San Francisco. and not even 1 year with the Mets, like half a year with the Mets, and then he went back to Houston. So he has pretty much played for Detroit and Houston in his career, hasn't obviously won a World Series with us. This is the chance to do it. This is it. 42 years old. Got to win the World Series now, boys. I don't know if we're not a shoo-in to do, I mean, obviously we're not a shoo-in to do it, but like, I think we still need some more help. We need another bat. I mean, Javi Baez has got to still got to prove that he's not going to revert back to 2 years ago, Javi Baez, where he's swinging out of the zone. Gleyber Torres fell off last year. So a lot of things got to go right for the Tigers. But without a doubt, you got to win the Central. You got to win the Central. Our pitching payroll is higher than the entire payroll of half the teams in the Central. You got to win the Central. It can't collapse like you did at the end of last year. And then the American League, I feel like it's between us and Seattle. So this has got to be the year. It's probably Scooble's last year in a Tigers uniform. You went out and you signed Framber, and now you got Justin Verlander. So the rotation's looking like Scooble, Framber, Flaherty, Verlander, and then Casey Mize. That is an elite depth-filled rotation for the Tigers, and you got to be excited. You got to be excited about it. Now, I keep saying the Verlander acquisition kind of came out of nowhere, but then like you kind of sneaky see after later in the day, after we signed Verlander, Reese Olson is out for the entire year. So you're like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense why we went and got Verlander. And then you also learn that Job is going to start the season on the 60-day, IL. So not completely random. And good job by Tigers PR to lead the day with the Justin Verlander news, and then give us the shitty news that two of our guys are going to be out for the entire year. So good on you, PR team. But I'm excited for Justin Verlander. What a shot in the arm for the Tigers. Illich was getting a lot of hate for the whole Scooble mess. But honestly, if Boris wasn't going to sit at the table for anything less than $50 million, good on you. You go to arbitration. You're prepared to pay the $32 million, which we are. You go get Framber Valdez, which no one, at least I didn't think we were going to be in that conversation for. Sign him for $38 million a year, which obviously says Scooble wasn't going to be happy taking $38 million a year. So, I mean, what are you going to do? If Boris won't have the conversation, you got to just say like, okay, this is it. We're going to get you for this year, and then we're going to stack the rotation, which is exactly what they did. So I've given Scott Harris a ton of hate. I've given Chris Illich a ton of hate as well. But hey, the checkbook opened, and they went and got some guys. And now we probably need a bat, or we need to bring up McGonigal. That would be my 1,000-foot view of the roster. But awesome that Justin Verlander's back. So excited. It's no risk, and you got to feel good. I just hope he stays healthy, and it would be amazing if he was a serviceable pitcher for us this year, honestly. $13 million. I mean, we're paying him less than we paid Cobb last year, and Cobb didn't play a single inning for the Detroit Tigers. So welcome back, Justin Verlander. Welcome back, Kate Upton. We're happy to have you both. I don't know where their permanent residence is. I'm curious if they're like moving home or what that looks like, but couldn't be happier to have you. And what a no-brainer signing. What an absolute no-brainer signing. If we're able to win the World Series this year, which, we're in that conversation now. We are World Series contenders. Absolutely World Series contenders. If we win the World Series this year, Verlander no doubt goes into the Hall of Fame as a Detroit Tiger. I think, without a doubt. Right now, I don't think that's 100% true. I mean, he has 2 Cy Youngs and 2 World Series with Houston. With us, he's got the MVP and a Cy Young. No World Series, just 2 appearances. So I think you got to win it here, and then he's in the Hall of Fame as a Tiger, and we're building a statue of him out next to Al Kaline. And I think Cabrera deserves a statue out there as well. So who knows? Who knows? Anything can happen. You win this year, and that includes Scooble. So we'll see. We'll see. Very excited for baseball season now. It feels like, April in the D is really ramping up this year. I mean, we got the Tigers with a solid roster. The Red Wings are number 2 in the Atlantic. They're going to be the ones that need to hold on. They're the ones that going to have to complete this whole cycle, because the Detroit Pistons, boy, they're like the best team in the NBA. So let's talk about these Detroit Pistons. But before we do that, I want to tell you about Another amazing partner we have, Men's League Sweaters. Men's League Sweaters, I told you, they're outfitting the entire Champaign Showcase. They have been my hockey jersey for the last, I don't even know how many years. Great folks over there. If you ever need jerseys, hockey bags, skate guards, they do like custom, tank tops. Anything you want, go check out their website. Towels. They have very cool items, and their customizer is one of the easiest things I've ever used in my life. And the quality of everything they do is awesome. They're great at communication. Everything arrives on time. You're going to see 12 teams in Men's League Sweaters jerseys at the Champaign Showcase. And that's a testament to their quality. They're such a trusted partner. So if you run your Men's League teams and you need an upgrade on your dusty ass jerseys, go to mensleaguesweaters.com, start using their customizer. They have a bunch of pre-made options for you. Change the colors, upload your logo. And then if it's not exactly where you want it to be, a designer will work with you, and they work with you very well, and they send you these proofs, and it's awesome. It's awesome. And we love Men's League Sweaters. So go check them out. They're an incredible partner to have, and we're lucky to have them, and they're easy to work with. And they're a Michigan-born company. So support Michigan. But let's talk about these Pistons. Let's talk about these Detroit Pistons. So anybody who knows me, I am kind of a shameless bandwagon Pistons fan. People get scared to admit that. I'm you get called a casual, whatever it is. I don't gatekeep how people enjoy teams. However you enjoy these teams is how you want to enjoy them. You don't need to know every single thing about everything to be a real fan. However they bring you joy is how they bring you joy, and however you enjoy them is fine. Like, now there's things I probably wouldn't do as far as like fandom goes, but overall, I'm not a gatekeeper of fandom. And the Detroit Pistons, like, have I watched every single bad game for the past 10 years? No, I haven't. Am I starting to watch them now and last year because they're a really good basketball team? Yes. And I'm just fine to admit that. So last game I tune into, Charlotte Hornets, brawl breaks out. Pistons are losing the game, down by 9 at one point. They're slowly clawing back. Duren's playing out of his mind. Jalen Duren's playing out of his fucking mind. He gets under the hoop. He gets fucking headbutted, and he slaps the shit out of a guy on Charlotte. I don't even know, who was he slapping? Jalen Duren slap Charlotte. This is how much I know about the NBA. So I know Miles Bridges was obviously in fault. Oh, Musa Diabate. He slaps him across the face. Fisticuffs ensue. Musa's seen red. Absolutely seen red, trying to kill, Jalen Duren. And it just keeps escalating. Guys are pushing, shoving. And then Miles Bridges, takes a swing at Jalen Duren when the thing's kind of like calming down. And that absolutely sets off Beef Stew. Beef Stew comes charging off the bench like Raging Bull, and these two fucking square up like an old-timey boxing match. And it's just we're so back. Isaiah Stewart's going to get suspended for a million games. There's going to be some big suspensions handed out here. And just all-time Detroit Piston bad boy going to work vibes. The bad boys obviously like shoved everyone around in route to their back-to-back championships. That's why they got the nickname the bad boys. The going to work Pistons, obviously malice at the palace, stirring shit up with every team in their division. Gritty team, holding teams to under 80 points a game. And now another good Pistons team is here, and they're starting fights. I mean, you had Isaiah Stewart with the bloody face chasing after LeBron back in the day. That is an all-time clip, and now you have him in Charlotte. And for whatever reason, it is just Detroit basketball identity through the decades. Like Jalen Duren holding up the Detroit jersey as he leaves the court, holding up DET in Charlotte, showing everybody that he's repping the D no matter what. Isaiah Stewart walking off the court saying, how the fuck I'm going to sit on the bench? I was drafted by Detroit. JB Bickerstaff understands Detroit Pistons culture, understands Detroit sports culture, basketball culture here. He knows how to win these fans over, obviously winning games. And then number two, being gritty as fuck and all about the Detroit Pistons as it's happening. This is a magical team right now. And this fight in Charlotte, winning the game too, after both bigs got ejected, and Paul Reed comes in and fills in like no problem, plays awesome, in fact. And then the Pistons win that game, stop a winning streak by the Charlotte Hornets. This team's special, and it has the chance to make a run all the way to the NBA Finals. They have a chance to win the NBA Finals. And what a turnaround from winning 20 games a few years ago. Cade, an absolute star. And this is all stuff you guys know, but I feel like this fight in Charlotte, whether, it's idiotic and Stu's got to miss a million games and guys are going to miss games, like, I feel like this has now really galvanized the fan base and brought them together as a team even more. And we're going to see something special out of these Pistons because they got something to prove. They got a chip on their shoulder. They're proud to represent Detroit. A lot of them were here when we were dog shit. And this is our time to shine. This is our time to shine as Detroit Pistons fans. And it's really, really fucking exciting. Can't wait to watch it. Other Pistons notes, outside of just being an absolute wagon and getting into fist fights with other teams, Pistons bring in Herter. Needed some 3-ball help. We get that. We lose Jaden Ivey in the process. People were very excited about him. He can be an electrifying player. The first clip, it does help ease the pain when the first clip of him going to the Bulls is him just like throwing a missile right into the other team's feet. It was kind of the wildest thing ever. Yeah, here we go. So I got the video up here. All right, we're loading.
Lost it. Ivy with the steal, going back the other way.
Yeah, like, what is he doing here?
Ivy's looking to sling a pass.
Yeah.
That puts too much heat on.
Now, obviously, like, that clip, if you've seen it, he basically takes like 4 crow hops and then just throws like an overhand pass into the defender's feet. It's always just nice to see things like that after you trade a guy. You always want to see whoever you've just traded, especially if you were worried about trading them, you want to see them immediately fail. Like when the Red Wings got rid of Bergeron, he scored like 4 goals for the Blues the week we traded him, and it was just nauseating. It was like, oh, Jesus, great. Why'd we get rid of him? So it's refreshing to see Jaden Ivey, huck that thing into someone's feet. And I don't want him playing well for the Bulls. Fuck him at this point, so that's kind of, where I'm at with that. So, thank you for your services, good luck, but also don't be too good because I don't want to be jealous, especially because you're on the Bulls. Okay. Well, that was Frankie Hoops checking in. And whenever I say checking in, I picture like me, like tucking my jersey in and like doing that sticky thing on the floor that NBA players do. That's Frankie Hoops checking in. May have to get a little video of me doing that just to show me checking in. But now I want to get into story time, talk a little hockey, talk a little nostalgia. But before we do it, let's talk about another partner we have, Antonio's Italian Cucina, family-owned restaurant, locations, Canton, Livonia, Roman Village out in Dearborn. Guys, this is my favorite Italian restaurant in the world. They have amazing gnocchi. They have amazing pastina soup. They have awesome pizzas. Their garlic bread is to die for. And they have a steak and cheese calzone, which is the biggest sleeper on the menu. I'm telling you, most people pick up pizzas going to a big party, a watch party, hanging out with the guys. Go to Antonio's or Roman Village and grab a steak and cheese calzone. They give you this big tub of marinara too to put on it. And it's so damn good. You guys will want to try Antonio's, and it's perfect for a carry-out night, going out to dinner, whether it's date night, family night. They got something for everyone. So go check out Antonio's, family-owned restaurant, made with quality, made with love, made with care, made with quality ingredients. Go check out Antonio's Italian Cucina or Roman Village in Dearborn. But now let's talk story. Let's talk story here. So I had a very unique experience a couple weeks ago. I had a buddy of mine, let's call him John, mostly because that's his name. He took me to a live recording at the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club of Ozzie and Keats. So if you're unfamiliar with Ozzie and Keats, Chris Osgood, Chris Osgood, Red Wings legend, and John Keating, another Red Wings legend, announcer, retired from FanDuel Sports Network, Fox Sports, all of that. They started their own podcast, and it's called Ozzie and Keats. And they basically tell war stories, have a lot of the old Red Wings on, a lot of Detroit athletes on. And they've been doing it for like a year or two now. And they did a live recording at the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club. And I got invited to this, and it was awesome. Now, let me kind of paint the picture of the night for you guys. You know, you get in there. The yacht club is very, very beautiful. It's a great place to be, and upscale place. And they got pictures of Ozzy all over the place. They got retro photos of Keating back in the day, where he had a mustache and his hair was a lot darker, and they got pictures all over the place, and they're raffling off stuff, and so it was really nice. And we had like a seated dinner. And it was supposed to start during the dinner, and there was a lot of technical difficulties leading into it. So it started pretty late. So to pass the time, me and my buddies, there was a good crew of us there getting ready for this. We drank about 30 beers in honor of Osgood. He's number 30. So I think I drank 30 beers to myself leading into this, but that's not really the story. The story here goes back all the way to 1999, and most specifically April 21st, 1999. Young Frank is 8 years old, and he is at the Red Wings game. It's game one of the 1999 Stanley Cup playoffs, first round, so game 1 of 1. We're playing the Mighty Ducks of Anaheim, and I was fortunate enough to go to a lot of Red Wings games when I was a kid. Most magical times of my life. Obviously, I grew up during the Red Wings dynasty. And one thing about me, for whatever reason, I do feel like I was one of the luckiest kids in the world when going to sporting events as a kid. Don't really know how to describe it, but I have multiple pucks from players handing them to me over the glass, or pucks flying in the crowd and people giving them to me. Same thing with foul balls at Tigers games. As a kid, I got 4 foul balls in a game. I cannot make that up. People handed them to me. I've caught them in games. Just been very fortunate with that kind of stuff during games. But the marquee moment of my luck during games happened April 21st, 1999. So my parents' seats were upper deck, upper bowl, if you were looking at the ice, the Hockey Town logo was upside down. So we were 3 rows off of the upper bowl. So what would happen is we would get to the games very early. And my parents would let me go stand by the glass during warmups. So I would go down, get as close as I could, as close as the usher would let me, and stand at the glass during warmups. And it's just some of the best memories of my life. And during this particular game, I made a sign. I made a sign in school that day. I was in 2nd grade that said, "Let's go duck hunting." Because obviously we're playing the Ducks. I don't need to walk you through the creativity on it. But made the sign, went down to the front row, and I held up this "Let's go duck hunting" sign the whole time. Now, it was right behind the Detroit Red Wings bench. Ozzy's stretching, looking at the sign. Warm-ups happen, blah, blah, blah. There's about 5 minutes left in warm-up. I decide to head back up to the seats. Now, one thing to note here is this is the first time. Now, I ended up going down to the front during warm-ups a lot during my life, but this was the first time that my dad let me do it alone. And from this moment on, I would wait till the end of warmups and hang out till warmups were completely finished and let the players get off the ice, because I learned they would hand pucks through the railings and stuff. But at this day, particularly, I left with about 5 minutes left. So my dad lets me do it alone. I get up to the seats. And if you've ever been to a Red Wings playoff game, the intro of those games is much different than a regular season game. The energy's higher. That's a much more of a production. It's a bigger thing. And it's obviously the first time they're doing it because it's game 1 of 1 in 99. And obviously in 99, the Wings had just won back-to-back cups. So we're going for the three-peat here. The energy couldn't be higher. So, the lights dim and the presentation starts. I'm back in my seat, got the sign, all of this. And an usher comes up. And I'm about 3 seats off of the aisle. Next to me is my mom and dad. And the usher points at me and he goes, "You, kid." And my dad, immediately like angry old school Italian's like, what the fuck did you do down there? What'd you do? What kind of trouble did you get into? I let you go one time. You got the usher here yelling at you. You fucking idiot. And he points at me, he goes, hey, Chris Osgood wanted you to have this. And then he like signals up somebody and he's got, I got it with me here. He's got Ozzy's stick. He's got Osgood's stick that he warmed up with. And he goes, Osgood wanted you to have this. And he hands it to me. He goes, he really liked your sign and he wanted you to have this. I spotted you holding the sign at the end of warmups. So I walked this up to you. And, the whole section's going nuts. This 8-year-old's getting handed Osgood's stick, like in the upper bowl. And he goes, and he wanted me to let you know if he's ever not busy, he'll sign the stick for you. So this is like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me in a game. Chris Osgood gives me his stick right before the playoffs as an 8-year-old. Wings have just won back-to-back cups. I started playing hockey like a year before this moment. So this is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. Honestly, it's probably the peak of my life in general. In between periods, I like turn to my dad and I'm like, hey, do you think he's busy? Do you think he'll sign the stick? And, he's like laughing. He's like, yeah, he's a little fucking busy right now. So that happens. I've had this stick forever. It's the coolest thing ever. I've had this stick hanging up everywhere I've lived. It's gone with me. It's hung up in the garage and now it's here at the office downtown at HQ. So let's fast forward to today. I am now 35 years old. My buddy John is what we're calling him. He takes me to this event. And the reason I told you there was technical difficulties and issues leading into this is because it makes sense. So the program's supposed to start at like 7. It doesn't really start till 9, and they're still kind of having some difficulties leading into it. So Keats, being the pro that he is, being the professional that he is like trying to pass the time. He's like telling stories, and I can tell we're hitting kind of a lull, and they just need like a couple more minutes. So I bring this stick with me to the yacht club. And I go, hey, I stand up and I'm like, can I come up? And, Keats is like, yeah, for sure. I grab the stick and I walk up to go see Osgood. And, this is the moment. So my buddy took a video of it and I'll play it for you guys here. And, if you're just listening, the audio will suffice. But, I go up to Osgood and show him the stick and this is what happens.
Give him a story.
Good job, Thank you. It's just normal.
It's got the name on it.
So, April 21st, 1999, Game 1 versus the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. You were a starting goalie. You warmed up. I came down to the glass. I held up a sign that said, let's go duck hunting. During warm-ups, you're stretching, you're looking at it, you grab the usher, you say, I want to give that kid the stick. I go back up to my seat, usher comes up, brings me the stick, says, Ozzy wanted you to have this. You can decide. So I got this when I was 8 years old. I was 35 now. So this is going to be forever, and now it hangs in my office, and I was just thought tonight would be the night to break it because I finally met you. Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky!
You stopped 26 and 29. Wings won 5-3. Korea very down.
So yeah, that was the video. I mean, it's pretty much the story I just told you guys, but Ozzy was a champ. You couldn't really hear him there, but he was like, oh, what game was this? When was this? And we talked through the game and you guys obviously know I'm a huge Yzerman fan. I'm wearing the Yzerman hoodie right now. Yzerman had a hat trick that game. So, I mean, it really was peak life for me. And it was the coolest thing. So Ozzy signs the stick. If you're watching the video here, he wrote Game 1 Ducks 1999 playoffs. Then he signed it number 30. So Ozzy, I love you. You're a Hall of Famer in my book, and I know you will be one day. You're my favorite goalie of all time. And I just really appreciate you doing that. So it was a really cool production. It was a really cool moment for me to I never really thought I'd get that stick signed, and then, to meet him face to face and for him to be an absolute pro was awesome. And then to take it a step further, they had a Q&A at the end of the podcast. And so me and my buddy were able to go up and ask some questions. And honestly, my buddy, we'll call him Mitch because that's his name. He actually gave better questions than I did. And I was like 30 beers deep. Like, I think I do fine, but I definitely, had some beers in me. But we asked Ozzy some questions, and we actually have like great footage of it here too. So I'm going to let this run, let you hear my buddy's questions, let you hear my questions, and then the answers from Ozzy and Keats. So here we go.
All right, come on up. Yep.
All right, fellas. I got a handful if we have some time.
Sure. A handful of questions?
Handful.
Give me your best. Give me your best question.
Paul, for you, from when you started 30-some years ago to today, how crazy has it been to watch the change in equipment from the wood to the two-piece to the composite to the skates, the gloves now?
That's a great question. Technology has really taken over the game. From
This equipment
using,
manager, Paul
you said,
Boyer.
wooden sticks to composite sticks. And Ozzy commented before, deer hair and goalie pads. Now there's actually composite sheets inside the goalie pads to protect these guys. It's one whole sleeve that goes in there.
The deer are delighted, though.
The deer are delighted, yes. But it's incredible how fast that has all come about. It's just incredible how fast it's come about. I still sharpen skates by hand, but skate sharpening is now becoming automated. And where you kind of put it in a machine and it runs it, and then the operator's got a stone and care for it after. But yes, very fast, and it's only getting better, and it's only getting faster.
And do some of the guys change? Are they kind of prima donnas about it? They change skates every couple games and gloves?
No, I will say, and this isn't anything bad against the manufacturers. The product is made to fit and made to perform. So a pair of skates is like a pair of bedroom slippers. You wear it, it wears out. And Dylan Larkin wears a pair of skates every 10 games. There are players that wear a pair of skates almost there. Some players on other teams wear a pair of skates every 2 games.
So
somebody right here. Yeah, you.
Yeah, well,
I had to beg you to change skates all the time. You would wear one pair for a year.
Yeah.
And I don't know how the hell he did it, but you wore one pair for years.
But that's not where I was going to go, though. I was going to go because I used to host a hockey camp with my brother, and Paul was a guest speaker, and we asked questions. And 94 was the lockout year, right? Or
94, 95.
Yeah. And it was how many games? 48 games?
Yep.
48 games. How many pairs of skates did Paul Coffey go through?
God bless him. He just had to have new skates, and he was looking for the glass slipper, and he had a glass slipper when he played in Pittsburgh, and we were just trying to find the glass slipper. We had a lot of skates go through, but he didn't wear that many pair of skates in a game. He was trying, but he always went back to a pair that he liked. So awesome. Kind of had that. Next.
Malt, as a right winger, in your 14 years, who would be your all-time center and left winger, and why?
Wow.
Other than who you played.
Better be obvious.
Other than other than Drake, Joey, and I would go back and make it kind of simple on myself and my memory, which is not great anymore. My first goal that I scored in Edmonton was in my first game, and my centerman was Craig McTavish, the last guy to not wear a helmet. And Kelly Buckberger, which I'm not sure. I know you guys know who it is, but he was my winger. I scored against the New York Islanders. I went to celebrate, and there was no celebration because Bucky was fighting. He got in a fight with somebody, and so it was a very memorable first goal for a couple different reasons, but they were great teammates as well.
And how about with the wings?
Oh, so with the wings, oh my Lord, when you're a fourth liner, you're a fourth liner. You don't get too many shifts with some of the upper guys. But, oh, my God. I don't know. It was just fun playing. When I did get an opportunity, I remember playing with Vyacheslav Kozlov at the time. And he was a great guy. He was a very underrated player. He spoke English but didn't want to speak English. But I remember going in and trying to help. He had the puck, and we got to the bench. He's like, stay away. He's like, don't come. I'll get you the puck. So I'm like, okay. So he's in there. There's 2 guys. I'm like, I feel like I should go help, but he told me not to. And sure shit, he got me the puck, and I didn't score. But But you know, that's the way the Russians were, like spread it out, move the puck. And so guys like that, I mean, I had appreciation whether I was on the line with them or watching. It was awesome to be a part of.
Love it. And Ozzy, I hate to do this to you. You're a legend. All the great saves you had over the years. Are there any goals that still keep you up? Maybe Jamie Langenbrunner in 98 or Al McInnes from center ice?
No. Those ones.
Block those out.
There was probably, I would say, the ones that do is the one they scored late before he won the cup in 08 with like a minute left or something like that against Pittsburgh. And then we lost in triple overtime. I had to go back, or we would have won. Because you want to win at home in 08. So
I was there, by the way.
We had to go back to Pittsburgh. And that sucked at the time for sure.
Still sour about this. That he was there and you let up the.
I do, I let.
It wasn't
like 38
It was a
seconds.
power play goal.
No, and then the next year, I would say the second goal in Game 7. Yeah. Not that it was bad, but you still think you could stop it and it'd be 1-0. And we were tired. We didn't have much left. We had a bunch of guys hurt, so I knew as a goalie I had no room for error that game because Pavel had a bad groin, right? Or he was hurt. We had a bunch of ours. And nobody, they're all playing, but we just didn't have it. We were gassed, so I knew I had to keep it at 1. So when it 2-0, I'm like, it's going to be hard for us to come back. So probably that second goal by Talbot.
Can I just add? Sorry, because you mentioned the Langenbrunner goal, which is very.
Was it going wide?
No.
The Stars girls were looking at me in the corner. I got flustered.
People say.
I got distracted. And you would, even if I told you what they look like, you'd know I was distracted.
I hear you.
But it was one of the best places to settle a game for a goalie.
There you go. Well, that's not where I was going, but that goal obviously was a tough goal and whatever as a team and whatever. And we had all the faith in Ozzy, but we came back next game. We win 2-0. Ozzy shuts him out. The crowd loved
Heart of the Lion.
He was heart of a lion. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, there you are.
And that's
LCA
why,
all the time.
and that's why. And
He's the guy.
And I'm not going to.
Yeah, there they are.
That's him.
That's him. I love it.
And that's why those are the kind of games and the things that Chris did that why he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Amen. He will be. He will be.
All right. Time for one more question.
Go ahead, Brent. Good.
Last question.
Thanks. Good questions again.
Yep.
All of them. Really.
We all think you should be in the Hall, Ozzy.
Is it?
All right, your boy's up.
Mr. Keating, I have a question for you.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah. Good way to end it. Yeah, there we go.
Specifically. So, you're doing a podcast with a goalie. You've interviewed a lot of goalies. You've talked to a lot of goalies. You've got in depth with them. What's their deal?
Goalies are not hooked up right. They were their parents didn't treat them particularly well. They're just a mess.
When I was playing, I looked forward to when you would interview me. I'd stage it.
Yeah.
I would set it up. You'd say, "Can I interview?" I said, "Yes, but hold on for a second."
All right, we'll end here. So Paul Boyer will remember this, and that's basically the answer to your question. They're not hooked up right, but we would go into the Wings dressing room at the Joe, and Chris, do you have a few minutes to talk to us for the pregame show or Red Wings Weekly or whatever it was? Sure, I'll be right back. And he'd be gone for 2 minutes or whatever, and he would come back every time shirtless and had slathered himself up in oil just because he wanted his manly chest to glisten.
Because I was trying to, so eventually you'd say, "That's enough of that. We can't do this anymore."
Oh my God.
Couldn't get you guys away from me, so I thought maybe this would work.
Every time. It was every time. Yeah.
It is. I loved it. It didn't work though.
I have a positive note if you want to end on it.
Go ahead. End on
This will be a positive one.
All right, go ahead.
So you just got asked about the Langenbrunner goal.
Yeah.
We were all thinking about the McInnes goal as that happened as well.
I don't remember that one. I do.
But I would like to ask you, if there's a save that helps you fall asleep at night, what's the best save you ever made? What makes you the happiest?
Oh, in 08 at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hossa?
No, well, Hossa missed the net. It was Crosby who has one of the best backhanders ever. And he was probably from here to that light right there. And it's a lot closer than it seems when you're watching on TV. But it was like it happened in slow motion. I could see it because Pav had the puck.
Yep.
And he should have stayed offside, but never did. And then he fell, right? And Drapes was celebrating. Drapes left the ice. I can still see him going across, turning to the bench. I'm like, this isn't over yet. And then Nick, I think it was Rafalski, got caught up. And Nick was there. I look up. Oh, this is great. It's a 2-on-1 with Crosby and Hossa.
Yeah.
How could we have done this?
Yeah.
And he took a backhander, and I came out on it as far as I could. I'll say it just barely hit my arm. It was close, and he got all of it. And then I went to the side, but it was kind of behind, so I wasn't as worried about that one as I was that. So it was Crosby late in that game.
Good to know. No, we signed.
Thank you.
All right. To everybody in attendance,
So that was it. That was the Ozzie and Keats. That was meeting him. Those were the questions. It was obviously great. The two guys in there, if you could, it was Paul Boyer, the equipment manager, and then Kirk Maltby. And you could kind of hear at the end how quick Keats wrapped me up. He was so ready to get out of there. But they were legends. They were awesome to talk to. We were able to catch up with them afterwards. Ozzie obviously signed the stick. So great moment for me. Great night. And that's how we'll end episode 2 of To Be Frank. So thank you guys all for listening. Appreciate all the sponsors. Don't forget to tell a friend about this. Always appreciate all the support of Champaign Athletics and all the ventures we go on. We're going to stay consistent with this one. The Fizz will come back when it comes back. And then we'll see you all at the Champaign Showcase February 21st, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Thank you guys very much, and we will see you next week.
Yeah!